Welcome everybody. Welcome to All In All United. As usual, your boy Reem here,
And it's boy Nico.
and we're here to review. Give our thoughts on today's game, Nico.
Yeah.
Sheffield United 3, Manchester United
Mm-hmm.
3. Now, I think sometimes in football, and we saw it happen so much times under Sir Alex Ferguson. You will
Right.
travel and you'll go some places. They are very difficult grounds. The atmosphere is be real hard. The pitch doesn't be the best. Sometimes the how intense the atmosphere is, it is be real
Mm-hmm.
hard to play now. And it had games where you would go out, you wouldn't play well at all, but you'll still get a result. And
Yeah.
I felt like today, at a certain point in the game, that was going to be the story. But then,
Mm-hmm.
we disappointed again and we let the ball drop, and we had to settle for 1 point. What's your general thought on the game today?
Again, team of the season, definitely a roller coaster, of
Hmm.
emotions now. Because boom, first goal, second goal, and then to come back to be 3-2, right? And then to come back and draw. Definitely felt like a defeat now. So we started with a low, we went high and then we went higher. Even with the draw, we say, well, wow, at least we get a point, and then we went up and we get a three. We say, well, all right, we could hold out, but we didn't. No. So, the draw at the end of the day felt like a loss. So again, team of the season, the roller coaster.
Yeah, and it's something that
Mm-hmm.
if I want to be fair to the manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he said that this team is very, very inconsistent. And we'll say that ups and downs. And
Mm-hmm.
truth be told, he didn't lie. Because
Yeah.
last match day against Brighton, left everybody going into the international break. They're very, very
Right.
positive about what we have going. And then to come against Sheffield
Mm-hmm.
and to perform like that for 70 minutes was
Yeah.
disappointing. It was
Yeah.
heartbreaking, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
But we were still able to claw back and get something out of the day. After, if we were to go back a couple months ago and we were to go down 2-0
Yeah.
away,
That was it.
that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah. No
But
hope.
no hope. But to see that the guys were able to dig in and really try to get something was the only, for me, the
Mm-hmm.
only encouraging part today.
Yeah.
But let me
Yeah. Yeah.
let's get a little more into the game, Nico. So
Right.
tactics wise, team selection wise, you think
Mm-hmm.
Oli got it correct today?
Now, boy, it's a spot on, spot off, right? No, spot off. I think the whole world, the whole of Manchester United, and even people who doesn't watch football and know the players such as Phil Jones, right? When you see Phil Jones in that starting lineup alone, you know you get it wrong,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because he does panic, right? He does everything is a panic, everything is a rush. He don't be relaxed, he don't be calm, he don't be composed. You know what I mean? So by the moment you see Phil Jones on a team list, you get it wrong from the start, right? Don't tell me nothing about performance
Experience and experience.
and he was performing in training all week, and don't give him another crap at all, right? Try him in a standard during the week. That way I had to play Phil Jones, right? If we had to play Tonzebe even half fit, we'd take that in front of a Calamity Jones, right? And definitely the formation didn't work. It didn't help either. Putting Jones in our back three. We don't know if he was in our back three. We don't know if he was a midfield player, right? Jones was all over the place, and I think Oli had definitely had to take blame for that now. And I think that way we struggled because we gave them, as you were saying earlier, the impetus to attack now.
Yeah.
With that formation, and we paid for it.
No, and it's true because we've seen the team play that system before, and it worked
Yeah.
well. So I don't know if simply just bringing one player in, and I really, even though Phil Jones deserve the licking that he'll be getting for his performance today.
Mm-hmm.
I want to question, you really think one player will throw off an entire 11? Because when you look at it, Nico, um, this is a formation that we would have played before and we did very, very well. Liverpool, um,
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea, Arsenal, and these were games where the team performed really, really well. So I find it hard to understand what affected the team in itself. Because
Yeah, I think in terms
yes,
of
Jones was bad. Jones was poor. Jones was the worst player on the pitch.
right,
In the 22 players that was on the pitch, Jones
yeah,
was the worst. But
right.
in terms of the entire team, our full
Mm-hmm.
squad, you're going to blame one man for that?
I give him 90%. Right? No, no,
A
no, no.
cruel boy.
No. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Right? We know we have been struggling on the road for the entire season. Right? So you want players, right, to bring that confidence now. And with players bringing that confidence, and other players around them will build that confidence also. So when you have a Calamity Jones who panicking for everything, you have a young Williams now, right? Who Jones supposed to be giving that support, right? And Williams seeing Jones panicking and having all those errors, then now that cascaded down to Williams, and you saw it. You saw it in the first half where I was seeing the nerves and the where even Williams was panicking now. And the games before that, Williams was a composed player. And now with now you have Maguire now, yeah, Lindelof, right? Having to try and support Jones. So is the whole backline shake up. And on top of it, we had no midfield because of the we had no quality in the midfield, especially with losing McTominay from today, right? And again, how come like we had no midfield, right? So that cascade, I think the Jones' performance cascaded through the whole team from the midfield go back, right? And because after that midfield, we had no supply to the forwards, so we can't blame the forwards or the attacking players much, right? Because they had no service to do anything. So I think I blame them 90%.
The good thing about it is Oli noticed, the breakdown in the
Mm-hmm.
team, and he adjusted it, in good time. I mean, I suppose the whole world was waiting to see if Oli
Yeah,
was going to continue,
yeah,
with a horror show um, into the second half, and
yeah,
I thought it was it was it was positive that he reverted now to the original formation that we are more used to, which was the 4-3-3/4-2-3-1 when he brought on Lingard
right.
for Jones, and we went back to the four at the back, and we had Fred and Pereira playing in the midfield, and we got a little more industry from Lingard, trying to link the
Yeah,
football, and we
yeah,
saw
yeah,
that
yeah.
happen, but I mean it was a little bit too late, you know.
Well, we can't say it was too late, eh?
Mhm.
We can't say it was too late because we came back.
No.
And at halftime,
One saying,
we made the change now. Halftime we
right?
made the change. So so we can't say it was time. We are still at that time, well, one down still, right? So we can't say
Yeah.
it was too late.
Well,
Mm.
fair enough, fair enough. But
Yeah, yeah.
I was one of those that thought
Mm.
Pereira could have done a job in the midfield, to replace
Mm.
McTominay, and it really looked as though Fred was there alone, and I mean, he did human service today, Fred, kudos to Fred.
Mm.
For me, Nico, the two best players on the pitch today was De Gea and Fred, you know, and it's only when Oli started to make further changes in terms of
Mm.
trying to attack more, even though we were too down at the point. Um,
Right.
we saw where Sheffield seem, I don't know if they based on our history, they
Mm.
took our abilities for granted and they started to sit back and they allowed us the ball, and then we started to get a little bit of momentum and we were able to get one, which I thought was very fortuitous from Williams. It was a good
Yeah,
goal.
boy, that was a superb
No,
finish, boy.
it was a good goal, but
Confident finish, boy.
I thought it was
Mm.
a bit
Mm.
he was a bit
Mm.
fortunate with that. But
Oh boy,
we taking it anyhow.
that didn't get deflection or nothing,
No, but when I'm
I
saying,
got shocked. Mm.
I thought that Sheffield
Mm-hmm.
took their feet off the pedal a little bit. They thought they were
Right.
comfortable
Mm.
with a 2-goal lead, and that kind of gave us, and they gave us the impetus, and the opportunity to come and press at them because they saw we couldn't break down teams in the past. So they told themselves that, hey, here we're going on 2-0 up,
Right.
we could keep them at bay and keep them, and keep them trying, knocking, but we have enough to keep them out. We are a
Yeah.
2-goal cushion.
Yeah. I think going back to what I was talking about, players like Pereira who you thought could have played in the midfield, right? As I tell you earlier, and I said it again, Pereira is barely a footballer, right? No, he's barely a footballer because he could only halfway play in number 10 position. That is the only position Pereira could give you something, right? And most of what he could really give you is energy now, right? No quality. So definitely, we had to get upgrade. I don't know if it's in January that Oli would look for that player for that number 10 position, a proper number 10, right? Or even, well, at least Pogba should be back soon, right? That at least you'll get that support in the midfield, even if, let me say a McTominay, Fred, Pogba, even if somebody else come into that number 10 position, and you'll have some quality in the midfield now. So in a situation like today, where you have a player out, at least you have some quality to come into the team now. I think today that is where we really struggle. We had no quality to start in the team. Because the mere fact we had to start Jones, that just show you the bad position we was in now.
Well, Jones in defense and Pereira in a central defensive midfield position.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed though is something that Oli pointed out in his post-match press conference is that we lacked a little bit of desire and heart because
Right.
I mean Sheffield came out and they could have seen it had one team that wanted it more than the other. Now whether that is as a result of the team not knowing what they're supposed to do, from a tactical standpoint, I don't know. But I really thought that in the first half, it was clear to me, be it that James is at Jones at fault or the team at fault. One team wanted it more than the other, I mean, I know people will want to attribute it to the inexperience and the inconsistencies, but we need to do better than that, Nico.
Yeah. I think confidence is a big thing. Confidence is a big thing because knowing that most of the games away from home we struggling, right? Even against Bournemouth, the last game away from home we struggled. I think that being on some of the players now. I think that I think we had to sort of come out of that mold. I think if we did get a victory today, that would have helped a lot. To come out of that mindset that that the struggles away from home. Knowing that even if we go behind, we could take back some of from this performance and say, well, here, what we could still come back with that. That's a build of confidence. So I think that's what we really had to build now. I think that's that playing away from home, that confidence, knowing that even going down behind, we could come back. I think that would we had to develop, go continue to develop.
No, the thing about it is, for me, coming back from 2 goals down to lead for the period that we were in the lead, was a big statement, and it will give the guys a lot of self-belief, knowing that we can, recover, but to come and concede like that, Nico, do you think we were talking about the substitutions? We were commending Oli for the switch at halftime, which was, a good one, Lingard for Jones.
Yeah, excellent.
And then,
thumbs up for that. Thumbs up for that. I think the whole world could I tell you, Jones had to be the man to come off halftime. We was talking Genie Day, and we said at least if there had to be one sub had to be for Jones, we wasn't sure who to come on, but we know he had to come off. So I think thumbs up to Oli for that.
And then Greenwood coming in for Pereira, which was our next brilliant move.
Yeah, again, Pereira wasn't adding no quality to the team. He wasn't adding no value. So I think Oli had nothing to lose bringing on Greenwood for Pereira because at least you saw Greenwood, he scored the goal and he contributed to somebody build up play. So excellent again.
Yeah, and the thing about it is what we didn't note before is that Pereira was key or instrumental in the second goal that we conceded because I mean a simple, and this is one of the problems we have with Pereira, trying to do too much in the midfield when you're not Luka Modric, they don't have that. So play within your confines, understand where you're playing and try to keep your football as simple as possible. But Pereira, as usual, always trying something, losing possession, and putting the team under pressure. And, I mean, we conceded that second goal.
Actually barely a footballer.
So we have to give Oli, credit for those 2 substitutions, Nico. But in my personal opinion, and I want to hear from you, that third substitution. Now it's arguable, right? That at that point in the game, it would have made sense to bring on a defensive player because at that point we were playing with one central midfielder. You understand?
Right.
And everybody else was attacking. You know, we were playing high up the line. So it would have made sense. You know, we had a lead, 5 minutes plus extra time to go. You know, let me try to lock up the game. You know, but it turned out, or it's arguable then, that that substitution was the turning point in the game, even though we were leading. That would you call that substitution there, Nico, apart from Lingard and Greenwood? That Tuanzebe for Martial substitution, was that the most influential or key substitution in the game?
Well, after the fact, you can say it definitely. As you were saying, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work now. But today definitely didn't work. At that point, when we made a substitution, I think we had the front foot. We had, as they say, we had our feet on their necks. You know, I mean, they couldn't come out of the area. We had them penned. Only saw it as there was a possibility that Fred could have been overworked, being the lone midfielder, and he tried to, you know, bring in some protection. But as you were saying before, is that it gave the players a mental feel that here what a more defensive player come on, maybe it's time to retreat now. You know, maybe if an attacking player come on, then you know it's to attack. A defensive player come on, then you know is mentally natural mindset is to defend. So I think that sub today really didn't help us, and it actually lead to well, I don't know. Again, we could say after the fact, you know, but how it worked out today, that sub didn't work, and maybe leaving Marshall on the field might have helped.
And you could have see that Dave Daniel, this was for you, right? So I put back up the banner for you to see the score. Dave Daniel asked what the score was. Gregory, thanks for joining. Yeah. We spoke about that before. Jones done.
Yeah. End of the line for Jones. End of the line.
Under 23s. We want to see him playing for the senior team again.
Way close to the first team.
Yeah.
Again, if Oli want to play him in Astana, you know, that's to keep players fresh for the weekend coming, no problem. But in key Premier League games, no.
Yeah. I figure, Gregory, the reason why Axel didn't start was the concern for fitness. I figure that's why. You know, you may not have gotten a full 90 out time at the level, so bringing him on later, you know, probably was the plan. But we saw when he came on, it didn't really add to the game. Yeah. You know, it took away. You could have seen Nicholas. We're going back to the last point that we were talking about. You could have seen even when the board went up on number 9 showed up. You could have tell Martial wasn't in agreement with the substitution. You know, people would say that he was quiet and he had a quiet game today, and probably by his standards, he did. But you see, what you do is the threat that these guys offer, because he played a key pass that put James through to square back for Marcel for the goal that put us in the lead. You understand what I'm saying? So these guys on the field, the potential threat that they have, you always have defenders thinking twice or players thinking twice before they commit forward. You know, and I thought that substitution, I don't want to, how to play, but I don't want to go too hard on Oliphant because as we know, it could have worked. You know, it could have worked. Tuanzebe could have, you know. And I mean, I don't even want to blame Tuanzebe for conceding because, I mean, it had so much other players around that could have been avoided. You know, but, you know, I think the impetus we gave it back to Sheffield to press us. You know, and they know how weak we are and how fragile we are on set pieces. That's why you realize in the last couple minutes they were just putting crosses inside. They were only going wide. They tried the left, they tried the right, and they were just swinging it. You know, and ultimately we paid for that.
Yeah, I think the last point. Should Oli be worried, boy? If you want to get into that now.
Well,
if Oli should be worried knowing that, you know what I mean, we know Pochettino, it had a big label over Pochettino head to come to Manchester United before Oli was confirmed, and with Pochettino being out of a job now, is it that Oli should be worried? But before I get directly into that, is also as you're touching on that point, could Pochettino make a big difference with the squad of players that we have right now, more than what Oli is doing with the players we have? Right, so I'll give you the answer there.
The thing about it is, from the start, even from last season, when Oli was hired in a caretaker role, Poch was always the target. Whether they were going to buy out his contract at Spurs or wait for him, he was always the target. And now that he's available, there's no doubt in my mind that the board will be looking at all these results with more scrutiny. Because the option is available now for free. We don't have to pay nobody for him. You understand? We know Poch fancies the job at Man United. A rest until the summer could do the world a good for him. So knowing how this business and this industry is a results-based industry, we'll be foolish to think that Oli is safe. Bar all the talk about future and building for the future and this and that. We are in a results-based field here. So, and the thing about it, and Gregory make a real good point here. He said Pochettino had a team he took to a Champions League final and it went downhill. I don't think it makes sense. But the thing about it is, what I think is where he took that team from to where it reached is what we have to pay attention to. You know, and sometimes somebody could outlast the time, and I think that's what happened to Poch. Poch got stale. You know,
I don't think so. I think personally is the lack of investment in the team, right? That really sort of affect the results now, and not giving the contracts to players like the Aloerels and the Batongans, and to keep the dressing room happy now. So I think it's stemmed from the board not backing the manager and not backing the players also under the manager to keep them happy. So I don't think that Poch really got stale now.
Well, the thing about it is you gotta check to see how it will work under Mourinho now, because I mean it's the same players, and I'm not talking about the new manager, hype. I'm talking about after the dust settle and whether these same guys will respond to a new manager.
Right.
So that's a good point. But I think at the end of the day, Oli have to now be watching over his shoulder, because one of the preferred managers for the job is now in the wings waiting for a phone call. I don't think that if Oli continue to go carry team downhill, that this talk about building for the future will stand and will hold out, because at the same time, as I was saying before, Poch brought Tottenham from a mid-table club to a top 4 finish for the past 5 years. So there's no doubt in my mind that Poch has the ability as well to build something. You know what I'm saying? So all you have to watch yourself.
And what about the players that we have now? What do you think Poch could do with the current core we have now? I'm not talking about investments in the summer. I'm talking about the core we have now. What do you think Poch could do with that?
The same thing that Oli did last season, the same thing that Mourinho is doing with Spurs right now. The
Mourinho
new manager.
Spurs, eh?
No, but
oh, you're talking about the hype, the initial
hype. The initial hype. Yeah, because that is what will take. If let's just say, no, I'm not saying Oli outer. I'm just saying that if Oli doesn't continue to get the results, if Oli doesn't get the results, I don't think that building for the future and we'll wait it out and I don't think the board that loyal. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, if Poch were to come in, even with this squad, we saw last season that the same squad that was dire under Jose Mourinho came in and had a 10-game unbeaten run under Oli. Which means to say that if Poch were to come in, there's no doubt in my mind that hype with the new manager will get us through till the summer, where he is able now to, make whatever purchases that he needs to make to get the team competing again.
All right, fair enough.
So so what you all think about Poch, and Oli? Do you think Oli is safe, until the end of the season, regardless of results? If Oli could lose the next 2, 3, 4 games and he'll still be safe, or whether Poch could Poch could come in anytime, or he could, see the door anytime. Yeah, so let us know what your thoughts is on this.
Yeah, because Man Spurs and Man City on the horizon, which is some big task. I think honestly, I really hope that we could really punish the Spurs. Get them a proper dust out now. You know,
Yeah,
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 I really hope that we could do that. And let me see how it goes. I'm still backing on you 100%. I really hope that he does well now. I know
yeah,
nothing will
yeah,
last
yeah.
forever. Nothing will last forever, but I still backing him. You know what I mean? I think I was like some of the things that I see and hear, but it's just for the results to show now and to back it.
True, true,
Yeah.
true. All right, guys. Well, that was our review for
Post, yeah.
today. Um, we go up against Astana. We travel to Astana on Tuesday, and we're hoping for a decent performance. We suppose a lot of young people will get game time then. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we
All
will
right.
see
Good
you
night.
all on the next.
Yeah.
Have a good night.